I was raised on TV and grew up in the public eye since I was 10 years old.
You talk about growing up in a fishbowl.
I was struggling with a lot of fear and I remember a story being told to me of a young man who died in a car accident because he was listening to rock music. And somebody in the car turned on like even Christian music with drums, and I thought, we're for sure gonna die. Like, we're gonna get in a car accident and die. I was like shaking in the back seat, crying.
Because of the drums?
Because of the drums. Because when you think that you don't know what God expects of you, that's just so damaging.
While many people are congratulating Jinger Duggar for eschewing the ultra-strict religious sect of her 19 kids and counting family, there are some whispers in the background regarding how much freedom she has discovered with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo. His church may even be more oppressive than the Institute in basic living principles. Perhaps not much better than her previous church is Jinger's current one. So, to find out, stay until the very end. Hello and welcome to another fantastic video from our Gossip Gush channel. In this video, we'll discuss how Jinger Duggar's escape from her family's cult-like religion led to her joining Jeremy Vuolo's shady church. Ring the bell and join our channels first to make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Now, let's get this going. In her new book, Becoming Free Truly, Jinger took readers inside the IBLP and revealed how the group's male members exercised absolute power over female adherents. The IBLP may have used fear to try and keep people in line, but it appears that Jeremy's religious organization has a unique strategy for controlling women, as vlogger Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball is pointing out in recent Instagram posts. The members of Jeremy's congregation are required to sign declarations of submission. Katie claims that Jeremy signed a paper including racist, homophobic, and transphobic affirmations their followers must both accept and repudiate while he serves as a pastor at Grace Community Church. She also claims that the John MacArthur-founded Protestant church compels women to remain in abusive unions. In another piece, she claims that churchgoers and elders have shamed, accused, perused, harassed, publicly reprimanded, threatened, and intimidated women who have divorced their husbands. Jinger needs to pray for Jeremy, according to him. It appears that Jeremy has made the decision that being open and honest with his wife is the best course of action because he frequently lets the former member of Counting On know when he's having trouble remaining true. Before he met Jinger, Katie claimed that Jeremy struggled with sex and alcohol. He claims that he was able to convert his fixation with these vices into an obsession with God, necessitating him to ask his wife to pray for him whenever he's tempted by other women. Jinger should be terrified, claims Jeremy. It appears that Jeremy informed Jinger and his supporters that non-devout males are more inclined to engage in extramarital affairs. He asserts that the only thing that prevents him and other men from leaving their marriages is their commitment to Christ. It does seem frighteningly similar how Jinger's characterized the IBLP's use of fear to control the flock. Jinger appears to have switched one sect for another. A reporter who spoke with Jinger informed Katie that she believes Jinger is still being indoctrinated, but that this time she's following Jeremy's instructions rather than her father's. It's sad to think that Jinger would have traveled so far merely to go in circles. She's already experienced so much. Concerning the church that Jinger Duggar and her husband Jeremy Vuolo attended, there have been some allegations made. At Grace Community Church in Sun Valley, California, there are allegations of threats made against women who try to leave their violent spouses. In a bombshell expose this week, Christianity Today exposed allegations that church elders ignored women's worries about their spouses and instead told them to forgive and submit to them. The instance of Eileen Gray, in which the church publicly reprimanded her for refusing to accept her husband back, was the subject of the story. Her worries about her spouse came true when David Gray was imprisoned for child abuse and molestation. But in the 20 years since, the church hasn't offered an apology or withdrawn its punishment. Former church elder Han Cho states that he asked Pastor John MacArthur to ask the church's officials to examine this situation. He was advised to forget it. Another more recent case from the fall of 2022 involves a lady who claimed that despite her husband's well-documented grooming behaviors, church authorities persuaded her to move back in with him and avoid getting a restraining order. According to Han, women who came forward about their violent husbands may effectively be playing Russian roulette because Grace Community Church offers counseling. The former elder, who has since resigned, claimed that additional women came out to him while seeking safety from their abusive marriages and were specifically threatened with punishment. Grace Community Church stated in an online statement that it deals with charges individually and privately. By stating that our church's history and congregation are in the testimony, it justifies its advice as being biblical. Just 4 out of the 3,500 individuals who attended services at Grace Community Church each Sunday were Jinger, Jeremy, and their 2 kids. Moreover, Jeremy, a former professional soccer player, works for the Master's Seminary, a group connected to the senior pastor of the church. Jinger hosts university students for Bible studies at her house while he pursues a PhD in ministry. Less than a week has passed since Jinger's autobiography, Becoming Free Truly, was released when the Grace Community Church allegations surfaced. She revealed in the book the destructive beliefs of the religion she grew up in, the Institute of Basic Living Principles. Jinger and her 18 siblings were reared by Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar in what she describes as a cult-like setting. Fear had a significant role in Jinger's youth, she told People before the release of Becoming Free Truly. She said, referring to the peculiar dress requirements at IBLP, "I thought I had to wear just skirts and dresses to satisfy God." Jinger said, "Drum music, locations I've been to, or bad friendships might all be harmful." Jinger decided to get re-baptized at Grace Community Church in 2021, as she had recently turned her back on IBLP. Corey Williams, the head communications officer of the Master's Seminary, ghost-wrote Jinger's autobiography. Jinger and Jeremy have been approached by the U.S. Sun for comment. The sisters of Jinger Duggar Vuolo can rely on her at all times. The Counting On alum exclusively revealed to E! News how she's still so close with Jana, Jill, Jessa, and Joanna Duggar, despite the legal order that shook their family last year, as their brother Josh Duggar continues to serve his prison term on child molestation charges. "We always had such a tight bond between the sisters, and I keep in contact with all of them. Often because it's so easy to just be able to FaceTime even though I'm so far away from them," said Jinger, who now resides in California with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, and daughters Felicity 4 and Evangeline 2. "We are still close with each other." About Josh and Anna Duggar's 7 children, who are her sister-in-law, Jinger outlined, "We are always there for them if they have any needs, and I wish people were aware of that." Josh received a sentence of more than 12 years in jail in May 2022 for receiving and having child pornography. Jinger told E! News that she does believe justice is being served, despite the trial being one of the hardest things to talk about in her new book, Becoming Free Indeed, My Journey of Disentangling Faith from Fear. She remarked, "I'm just thankful for the judicial system. For the victims and their families, my heart simply hurts." The 29-year-old also discussed leaving the Institute in Basic Living Principles, a divisive Christian group started by Minister Bill Gothard in her book. Although some of Jinger's family members are still in the system, she expressed hope that they will read the book and understand how she was personally impacted by damaging teaching where someone is saying this is the Bible and it's not just one man's opinion. Jinger was raised to uphold her family's beliefs. "I've been able to untangle myself from the teachings, taking the air out of them, and discovering actual freedom in Jesus," she continued. "It's been really difficult, but it's also been the best thing I've ever done." When E! News contacted IBLP and Gothard for comment on her memoir, neither party respond. Jinger Duggar Vuolo claims that she and her husband Jeremy Vuolo never saw a movie as a couple before their honeymoon, in addition to not going on any movie dates while they were courting in 2016. And that movie was The Truman Show, which Jinger immediately connected to her own life, except for the spouse-picking portion, as she had appeared on TV and reality shows since she was 10. The 19 Kids and Counting actor recalls, "5 of my siblings breathed their first breath on television. That makes them reality stars at birth, kinda like Truman Burbank." What are your thoughts on this? Put your feedback in the space provided below. If you enjoyed this video, kindly like, comment, and share it. Take care until the next video.